Kitchens are the bane of many families' lives. They're the busiest room in the house, and as a result, they also end up becoming the most battered too. Because we live in and around them every minute of the day, there's rarely a good time to change or repair them. But don't fret, help is at hand in the form of us, the Kitchen SOS team. Using our crafty undercover cameras, my knowledge of how family kitchens can and can't work, and kitchen designer Kerr Drummond's design magic, we're here to solve kitchen dilemmas and fulfil kitchen dreams. And today's kitchen nightmare is this tall, expansive but incredibly cluttered kitchen in Edinburgh. It has a range of lovely features, but overall it looks like a kitchen collision of styles, textures and random furniture. How will our family react when all of their carefully collected clutter is hurled out in service of Kerr's grand design?
Oh, Pratt, stop it!
And today's family sending a kitchen SOS are the Cubies, Mum Suzanne, Dad Rob and their boys Ross and James. So, what exactly is wrong with their old kitchen? One thing it isn't lacking is character.
There's paintwork falling off, doors that don't open, doors that don't close.
It's only when new people come to the house and they come in, I go, oh, I'm sorry about the state of the kitchen.
The cooker's one of the worst things. It takes twice as long to cook anything than you would expect.
I can't see past the fridge when I'm at the sink. And if we've got friends round or if the boys are at the table, it's like being in another room.
You just end up fighting with it.
It annoys me. It's out the arc. Rob wants to get rid of the dress.
I'm not necessarily rid of it. I just think we need to be a little bit flexible.
I think we're fighting now.
That wasn't a whine, that was a qualification. I don't think we can design a
Well,
whole...
there's only room for one big lump in the kitchen.
It's nice, don't get me wrong, it is good, but I don't think we can incorporate everything else and that.
We'll see.
Time to pry.
Time to nose.
Time to peek.
Time to have a little root around.
Yeah, bring on the shrink cams. Let's indulge our brazen, shallow desire to see what people get up to in their guards down.
I've always wanted to be one of those people that gets to see the CCTV footage.
Well, this is our chance.
Yeah, all right. Time to let the peeking, let the prying, and let the visual foraging commence.
Oh, brilliant. Wow, it's a huge kitchen, isn't it?
It's vast, isn't it? And the ceilings look nice and high. Very busy kitchen there, I reckon.
How many kids is that? Oh, head cam. I love the dresser.
Oh, do you? It's huge.
What's she doing there? She had to move the chair. Oh, I hope she doesn't need that too
Oh,
often.
phone charger corner, look. Look at all those cables.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Egg cam. Oh, huge fridge right in the middle of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not a
Look
good place
at
for
that.
it.
You can't see anything from around the corner.
No.
It's an odd shape, isn't it, this curve?
Yeah, and the kitchen's sort of shoved in the corner, not connected to the dining room. Not sure about that cooker. I think it might need to go.
It looks a bit small, doesn't it?
A bit retro.
What's that? An open bin. Oh, it must be a recycling bin.
So they're keen recyclers. That's
It's
good.
everywhere.
Whoa! What is this?
Oh, it's a hamster ball.
What is it? Whoa, and a gun.
Oh, no. You're going to love it here, aren't you? Boy heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use a little water pistol. That was the most fun we've had yet out of the shrink can.
I know, I'm glad
I love the hamster.
And I'm glad I brought my bulletproof vest.
Yeah, we're going to need it in there. Clearly a family that have got lots of energy and want to play. Massive space.
Huge space, and it always looks bigger in the flesh than it does on the camera as well, so I'm expecting an enormous space. But a tiny kitchen.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it's sort of stuck on the
Yeah.
back. It doesn't look like that could work in any way.
But there's a fireplace and loads of windows as well,
Yeah.
so I haven't actually got much wall space to play with, I don't think.
Would you want to know how much money you've got to play with?
Yes, please.
12 grand, my friend.
That's all right.
Come on, let's go in. Lovely house. Hello. Oh, get off that. Get off that. Get off it. Get off it. Get off it. My go. Ba-doing, 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 ba-doing. The boys have bounced downstairs. Oh, to allow us to look at this. Wow, what a stunning room.
I love the space that we have.
It's this that I hate. Because for me, you can't see the life going on in the kitchen. You're literally separate. A slave. It's horrible.
It is.
I already feel so alone. I feel lonely. Come back.
Quite peaceful round here, actually.
Talk us through this. This is from a laboratory.
Yes.
I actually really like it.
Do you?
Look like it.
I was worried.
Did you see that face?
I was worried he was going to go really designer around us and go, no, this is an amazing piece of furniture.
That's definitely staying. And I don't care what he says. It's
definitely staying.
It's definitely staying.
Oh, have we touched upon a little sore? Tell me how you feel about it.
I like it. As a dresser, I don't want to design a kitchen around that single piece of reclaimed pine.
Oh,
Right,
did you hear that? Single
okay.
piece of reclaimed pine.
Me, I like my knickknacks out.
Said the actress to the bishop. So you were able to bake these astonishing cakes in just this amount of workspace. It's clearly nuts.
There isn't actually much of a kitchen here.
No.
I mean, in the space, I'm guessing this was the kitchen originally, just here.
That's right.
And that's
where
why
the
we've got
red
this.
floor was.
Yeah.
Is.
And you've opened it up.
This was shocking in the footage because it's like...
This comes up. That's
Oh,
your Where's the extractor hood?
Just a minute, just get me a ladder. Oh, there it is. Up and down across the country, I've never seen anything quite as sweet as this drawer.
Well,
They're soft clothes, of course. Of course. Let me show you.
This is like a tiny, cramped, messy, depressing, drive you mad space. It's like a torture.
it is, yes.
But the
Yeah.
potential is just sky's the limit. OK, so I think we need to get between these two and the dresser and work out whether we can broker a deal on the look of their new kitchen. So this is what the battle is about, isn't it, Rob? There's a lot of this sort of
There's
stuff
a lot
going
of
on.
that sort of stuff just all over the place.
So you like that sort of classic handmade look, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And then what about the colours?
I want colour.
Okay.
I don't want white.
Talk me through what your dream for this kitchen would be.
I would like one that I'm not fighting with.
And I don't want shiny things, shiny doors.
Yeah. So no gloss doors.
No.
Something contemporary?
No,
You don't know.
I don't-
I'm picking
I
up you
basically-
don't know.
I
Listen,
basically- I don't
right,
know.
you're in trouble, right? Listen to me. Because you're going to end up going down this road. Unless you get an idea, you're in trouble.
I'm getting the impression that you're probably not that keen on having a fitted kitchen.
No,
as
not
such.
too kitcheny.
Right.
Definitely not.
Not too kitcheny kitchen.
Yes, if that makes sense.
So, you're probably expecting me to go, yippee, a big space. Well, the biggest challenge in here isn't the size, but more the fact that a vast number of original features, such as built-in cupboards, fireplace, and mainly the windows, massively limit my options for where I can actually put any new units or worktops. The next problem is how to fuse the dining area with the kitchen whilst keeping this dining table around which so much family activity, like gunfights, takes place. The £12,000 budget really is my hamstring here. But finally, and not surprisingly, the major issue is what I am now going to refer to as Dressergate. I mustn't use the dresser as the centrepiece of my design, and yet it will gobble up an entire wall, so I will have to integrate it into the space somehow. Some diplomatic design choices are going to be needed here, I think.
Crikey, dresser war. Let it begin.
It's good fun, this one, isn't it?
I
But
love
it's not
them.
easy.
No,
Because she just told me she doesn't want a kitcheny kitchen,
OK.
which is never easy, is it, when you're a kitchen designer?
And he just told me he doesn't know what he wants. All he knows is he doesn't want all that nicky-nacky stuff, and he definitely doesn't want that dresser.
There was no parts of it that they liked that we could go,
No,
oh, right, so we'll
nothing.
keep that idea, you know, other than potentially the dresser.
Yeah.
So we'll show them this kitchen that works, and hopefully they'll like some things.
OK.
All right, come on.
Come on.
So it's time for our dream kitchen, and I don't expect them necessarily to love it, but it will show them how a decent ceiling height can be used to the full. It's also got a rather familiar looking piece of furniture.
Lovely.
This is far too modern for Rob and Suzanne, but it does show how, with some clever design tricks, period properties can complement a contemporary kitchen.
This isn't really your style at all, is it?
No, no.
Very modern. But there are a few things, and the main one is this chappie over here.
I see it. And it works.
And it works.
It works very well.
And it's not taking over the rest of the kitchen.
This kitchen looks much wider than it actually is. It's surprisingly hard to achieve this within a tall room, but the designer has cleverly brought normally high features slightly lower in order to create a more intimate space. The length has been maintained through the use of long wall units, which echo the length of the island.
Probably the main reason I brought you here is because of the ceiling heights, because that's actually a bit of an issue when you're designing, lighting being the main one. I mean, here they've gotten over it, with these sort of task lights here.
Yes.
We've got spots on a track over there, and then they've actually lowered a section of the ceiling above the extractor hood to recess some downlights into it. This sort of thing where they've got not only a big deep drawer for, they've used crockery here, but pots and pans generally, but also little hidden...
Oh, that's nice.
This is so groovy. Look at that. Oh, that's lovely.
So that's...
It's like 3 cupboards in one, isn't it? The amount of stuff.
So much in there.
That's almost like 100% of their dried food. The whole world is about to change. Bins.
That's what we need.
Oh, look, it goes the way it goes
Picture
around.
in the sink.
It's really clever.
No, I've never seen one of those.
no.
That is genius.
Lots of useful things there in there, because that's not completely their style. There was lots in there that helped, I
hope
should think.
so.
Yeah. And what about the dresser?
I think the jury's still out as far as Rob's concerned, but I think he's worried that I'm gonna take that as the focal point of my design and design everything around it, which I'm never gonna do.
He's
You know?
using that as an excuse, but actually I think he wants it on the bonfire.
Do you? Oh, goodness. I don't think that's an option, though, is it?
No, but
No.
that's what he wants. Still to come, we send the Kitchen SOS heavies in to tear out Rob and Suzanne's old kitchen, whilst Kerr tries to find a resolution to Dressergate that'll keep them both happy. Coming up, we deconstruct Rob and Suzanne's old kitchen and reconstruct their new one, whilst Kerr considers his options when it comes to the issue of the dresser. Is it in or is it out? If the kitchen's the heart of the home, then today is definitely the start of the open heart surgery. Rob and Suzanne have already cleared out most of their clutter. Now it's a case of removing all the units. While most of the old cupboards and the horrendously small cooker are hitting the scrap heap, the fridge is being kept. And the dresser, well, the jury's still out on what to do with that. So, Rob and Suzanne, what are you going to do for them?
It's a tricky one, this one, he says again. But we've got huge windows everywhere. So
Right.
windows obviously means no tall units, no appliances.
See, all I'm thinking is tall windows, loads of gorgeous light.
Yes, which is good, but it does restrict on where we can put things.
So, the dining area is remaining pretty much the same. The simplest decision in here is to move the enormous, unwieldy fridge to the incredibly long rear wall. But I'm going to be integrating it into the design by creating a classic surround with 2 larder cupboards either side. On the left-hand side of this immense wall, I'm replacing their tiny dated cooker with a fabulous range, and I'm popping in countless drawers in homage to the dream kitchen. The obstacle of the fridge will be removed, and in its place will be a wall-mounted glass door unit, wide deep storage drawers, a wonderful double sink setup, and once again, 3 times more work surface than there was before. Finally, to the big question, the dresser. Sorry, Rob, I've got to keep it, but far from designing around it, I'm going to blend it in seamlessly through my use of colour.
I think Mum is boss in this house.
Okay.
And we're going for more than 1 or 2 or 3 colours. We're going to have lots of different colours in there. Textures, colours. So we've got some pinks. We've got like a berry colour. Yep. The units, I'm thinking sage green.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then we'll have one of the colours will be the oak and the pine, the wood textures in there. Yes.
I'm a bit worried about you being convinced that she's boss.
Really? Nah, there's only one boss in that house.
We should
The hamster.
Week 1 begins, and one of the biggest jobs on this build is simply the painting. Because I'm using a range of different wall colours to create contrast and depth, and because the space is so immense, this really is the first priority. Whilst I'm going for white on the ceiling, on the rear wall of the kitchen is a dark salmon pink. This will be offset by a much lighter baby pink in the dining area, a bit of a risk in a household full of boys. Having dipped and stripped the dresser, it starts to receive its undercoat as it becomes more than simply a lump of reclaimed pine. I've also managed to secure some sturdy oak carcasses which will provide weight and durability to the units. I'm wanting to create a sense that this kitchen has always been here. The extra details to the door frames, cornicing and pelmets continue the sense that the kitchen units have been handmade.
So a week in, and it's time for me to head across the border to see how Mr. Drummond is dealing with Dressergate. Feels like a visit to the United Nations.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Kerr, I love
finished
the
yet.
colours. Now that fridge freezer is gone, because you couldn't see this part of the kitchen. That's right.
And Suzanne felt that she was stood here.
That's right.
Doing the
Oh, yeah,
washing
do you
up.
remember I was standing here? We couldn't see the table. Now, I've got this fabulous view here while I'm washing up. I'm chatting to my friends here. This is a complete lifestyle change. But just by removing that fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these cupboards. Did you get bespoke in the end then?
These are off-the-shelf units
They're not.
that look like they're handmade. Flat packed,
Right.
and then build them up on site.
So what, and then wood's been put on the front?
And then the doors come in a frame. Each door comes with its own little frame, and you fix the frame on, and then you hang the door onto the frame. So she's got 4 huge big drawers for crockery and pots and pans and stuff. Dishwasher, double sink.
Oh! Doesn't that work? That's brought it bang up to date. Has she chosen the colours?
Why?
Well, because I love them, but they're quite... I think we could get tears out of this one.
Do you think?
Yeah. We won't have to stamp on their feet or anything. They're just going to cry their eyes out.
Week 2, and this is when all the finer details go in. A fabulously indulgent radiator, the underfloor heating is rolled out, and all the door fronts start to be fitted. A really smart move is to add some really expensive looking ornate cup handles to all your cupboards. This will again add to the sense of a handmade kitchen, and it really is an economic design flourish that will transform any space. Another nice detail is including these vegetable baskets for all those mobile chargers. I'm also creating some nice frame surrounds for the appliances such as their new range, but also to house their massive fridge freezer that will need to go back in. And the last element is the granite work surface. I've gone for a very special grey shot through with some strong flecks of brown. We're templating this granite so that they can have an under-mounted sink, and I'm continuing the work surface onto the window ledges and also adding in some granite upstands.
Dressergate.
Oh yeah.
How will Rob react to the fact that the dresser is still there?
Never mind the dresser, how will Rob react to the fact that I've painted all of his walls pink? I don't think he's a pink man.
Well, I think it looks gorgeous. And you know what? I think you'll agree with me. We really want this one to be special.
Yeah.
We're really fond of this family.
Massively.
So I feel really nervous about that.
And I'm really confident, which means
no, don't
we're
say
bound
that.
to have.
Oh no,
a
don't
nightmare.
say you're
Well, I really like
confident.
it.
Oh no! Oh God!
What?
Things could really go wrong. You're
Yeah.
never confident
It's
like
bound
that.
to go wrong, isn't it?
Come on, let's get in there. You've worried me now. Why did you have to say you were confident?
Because I am.
In just 2 weeks, Kerr has performed a design miracle. He's transformed Rob and Suzanne's busy, eclectic old kitchen into a grand and sophisticated interior. It might have come flat pack, but it certainly looks bespoke. 1, 2, 3.
I can't.
Rob's open.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Oh, I love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Where Suzanne used to be hemmed into a tiny kitchen corner behind the fridge, there is now an expansive, bright, fluid space that opens out into the dining area rather than being closed off from it.
It's lovely. Absolutely gorgeous.
I know. See the dresser? Isn't it much better?
Beautiful painted.
I know. Absolutely love it.
I don't imagine for 1 second it's going to look like that for very long.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
And Bob, there's one the other side. You want to pull it out?
Look at the handles.
The handles are beautiful.
Where the washing up area was a prison cell of a fridge and no work surfaces, there's now a serene area with a view. There's a beautiful glass cabinet, some flash-looking granite worktops, and a colour scheme that's calming and fresh.
I remember when I came here before and I was trying to live your life for a few moments. It was pretty horrendous. Standing here and being blocked off from all the life there by that massive fridge.
That's just incredible.
It's enormous, this kitchen. And it feels bigger than it did before.
It really does.
So Rob, come and take a look here. Open those drawers.
It's been, on my wish list, but
Really?
Yes.
All your life?
Oh, yes.
I think it's on a lot of people's wish list, isn't it, that cooker?
Yeah, but I've got one now.
With the use of clever design details like granite upstands, ornate cupped handles, and the simple paint job to facelift the dresser, Kerr's made the money go much further and created what looks like a totally handmade kitchen. What do you think of the colour?
The colour of the unit, absolutely love.
I'm calling them pistachio.
Yes. Yeah. And I love the pink.
If you'd asked me, am I going for a pink kitchen, I would have probably said no, but now I'm in here looking at it, it's great.
So to sum up, how do you both feel?
I'm blown away. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's much better than I anticipated.
I just absolutely adore it. It's just incredible. It's what I wanted. You read my mind, which is pretty good for a man.
You can only do with kitchens. Kerr has managed to transform two disparate and jarring spaces into a kitchen that surpassed Rob and Suzanne's dreams. If you'd like more advice on how to realise your very own dream kitchen, visit our website, lovehome.co.uk. OK, have a look. Go on then. Oh, bless it.
They're really speechless.
OK, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up or thumbs... Yay!
So nice, isn't it, when the floor's warm? Do you like it?
Oh, that was so lovely. That was just so lovely.
I thought I was going to cry.
Did you?
Well, not really, no. But I was quite as close as I've ever been.
Really?
Yeah, to crying.
This is such a
No,
lovely
seriously,
family.
I absolutely adore that family. I couldn't be more chuffed. I was a bit nervous, but couldn't be happier for them. They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah,
I'm
they
so
are.
full of love today.
I know, what's wrong with you?
Really loved up.
It's weird, it's making me feel a bit odd.
It's being back in Scotland, I think. No, it's
You're
not.
gonna
I'm
go
just full of
emotional now,
love.
aren't you? I'm getting
I'd get away from me quick. Don't know what might happen.
Later. Do you think you can eat a donut without licking your lips?
Yeah?
Okay. Oh! I just did it! I can't believe it! You're doing it for us, James. Do not lick. Kerr just licked his lips.
Right.
Oh, he did. So who did win, England or Scotland? Scotland.
Scotland.
How come?
He's got half.
Half Scottish.
Oh, so that's why he was able to not lick his lips.
Yep.
See, this was not a known fact when we first arrived in Scotland, that the Scottish can manage to not lick their lips whilst eating a donut.
And design kitchens.